somebody. Let your voice be heard like how I let my voice be heard.
She should still be alive. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. Who do we want justice for? Tanisha. Who do we want justice for? Tanisha. When do we want it?
Let him go first. Let him go first.
When do we want
Let
it?
the children go first. Let the children go
When
first.
do we want it?
Now.
When do we want it? Now. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice. So this is why we out here doing this. This is the protest for Tanaja McLeod, who is 5 years old, beaten to death by my parents. Beaten to death by my parents. So this is why we is leading this protest. This is why these kids is out here. This is why we is in front of this building. Tanaja was only 5, and she should still be alive. Justice for who? Tanaja! Justice for who? Tanaja! Justice for who? Tanaja! Justice for who? Tanaja! When do we want it? Now! When do we want it? Now! When do we want it? Now!
This day, starting for this day, I demand for no other kid to be in this type of situation. I should be the last teen, kid, anything. I should be the last person to witness this. I don't want no other youth person.
But what if, you know, the adults are big and kids are small? What if you're scared?
Don't be scared. Like, the whole point is to let your voice be heard. If you know it's wrong, say something. Because most people is scared, and yeah, most people is scared. But
who can you tell if you're scared at home?
Tell an adult. Tell somebody you trust. That's what I want to say. Tell somebody who you trust.
When do we want it? Now! I can't hear y'all. When do we want it? Now!
They are astounded. The number of children that have lost their lives coming through this agency.
We are here today to talk about the torture that Tanaja McLeod endured that ultimately led to her death. The question is, why was she left there with her abusers? Why did a system that is supposed to protect her fail her and many other children throughout Cuyahoga County? Children Protective Services visited that home on Bryant 8 times in 5 weeks. Stepmother of Rayvaughs Owens, Tanaja's older brother, he has nightmares about that unfortunate day. He's left to deal with the memories of this heinous crime for the rest of his life. Where is the justice for him? Where was the protection for Tanaja?
Yes, where was the protection?
Tanaja McLeod was only 5 years old and was left to fend for herself against the people who murdered her. She was more than a case number, more than any other child abuse complaint. She was a person, a human being, and a child left behind who suffered the unimaginable because CPS failed to identify her abuse.
And they were the ages of probably 5, 4, 3, or 2, and 1 years old. And this shouldn't be happening, especially in all these ages. All these children that have died should still be alive.
No child should ever have to go through what Tanaja went through, but there are many others like her who have, and who will fall victim to a system that neglected to protect them. The social worker went to the home, made sure there was food in the refrigerator and working utilities. But why wasn't the bruises that were evident on her small body noticed enough to have her removed from that home?
Speak.
Children Protective Services said that tequila was not listed on the complaint and that there wasn't enough evidence to remove her from their care. Well, I guess the evidence is there now.
Yes.
Because Tanaja is dead. Murdered and tortured, left with broken bones, old and new bruises, damage to her internal organs, burns over her little hand.
Yes.
How did she fall through the cracks? We are here to ensure that this situation doesn't happen to another child. We're here to demand a federal investigation into the policy and practices of Cuyahoga County Child Protective Services. Tanaja McLeod did not have to die, especially when there had been a CPS worker out to visit her 8 times in 5 weeks. Not once has Children Family Services reached out to Rayvaughs or the family to offer their condolences, apologies, or anything, but they acknowledge that they failed Tanaja McLeod. Too many of our children are losing their lives from mistakes that other people are making.
That's right.
We live in a city where it rains more than the sun shines. The storm in our hearts will not go away, and Tanaja McLeod will not be swept underneath the rug.
That's right.
There have been 62 children that have died under the supervision of CPS. That's 1 too many.
Yes, it is.
That is 1 too many. Cuyahoga County has the highest statistics rates of death within this agency. 2 to 4, when the national rate is 2 to 1. That's ridiculous. It has to end today.
I would like to address the fact that I had made a complaint against Tequila and Ursula, and this was in October of 2016. They would not give me the social worker number or name that came to my house, and she basically said that what they was doing to her was okay.
Oh my goodness.
The social worker came through my door, and I told her one of the complaints, which was the child was being deprived of water. The proof is not, because she was almost 30 pounds when she passed away, for 5 years old. When she left, I followed up with her. I followed up with her supervisor. I have not yet to hear anything back from October. Because I would like to thank the social worker that left her in that house, because you're just as guilty as Ursula and Tequila. I went down to East Cleveland Police District and made a report. As soon the same day that I had filed the complaint with social services. East Cleveland Police Department refused to do a wellness and safety check on this child.
Yes, they did.
They said no. I asked. I went in, me and rayvaugh went in together, and they said no. As of now, that report has been lost. So a federal investigation need to be done, not only with CPS, but East Cleveland Police Department.
That's right.
The officer, when I told him my complaint, he told me I looked like a scorned lover.
Oh my goodness.
That I was scorned.
Police!
I said, okay, can you still do a wellness check on this child? At this point, it was reported that she was being burnt with cigarettes, getting beat in her face, and were being deprived of food and water. And they said no. They didn't think about it. They didn't take a second. They said no. And that was all I heard from October.
Tanasia must have been a good child, and no child should have seen this. Especially her brother. He should have never seen that.
Why wasn't Tanasia watched more vigilantly? When the social worker came out to do her investigation, she made excuse after excuse for what this child was going through. It is that lack of competence that needs to be answered for when the proper authorities are alerted repeatedly of a problem and they leave the children in the care of their abusers. Something is wrong here, and we as a community demand answers. We won't go away and pretend that everything is okay. We won't stop until we get the answers we seek and the change that we demand. We need reforms and ways of stricter sanctions and policies that prevent parents that have been proven abusers from ever having the chance to hurt a child again. Just as with the sexual offenders in the registry, we need something in place for them. Social workers don't make children feel safe. You could come sit in my house and smile, but I don't feel secure when you leave these doors. When the social worker walks out the door, the child has to remain with the abuser. Imagine how much safer a child would feel to tell the truth about abuse if they knew the police would take the person away that's harming them.
First, I want to get, how did you feel leading your first protest, and how old are you?
I'm 15 years old, and I felt proud of leading it. I felt proud of leading this protest. Like, when I first woke up in the morning, it was dreary outside. Like, it was dark. It didn't even look like a good day. But after this protest, look at the sun. It's shining bright. Today, just saying thank you to all of us.
And Art, what did you think, as you've been a veteran out here, what did you think of the young man protesting?
This is the beginning of the youth movement. This is the beginning of, listen, we've been trying to change this child protective service for a long time, and we ain't been able to do it. I know who can do it. These young people can do it. We got them right here. You saw what they did. You saw that they wasn't afraid to go in that place and be confronted by the police, all in the name of the children.
So how did you feel? What was the emotion going through you when you were in the building?
When I was in the building, honestly, to be honest, I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid of the cops this time. Like, usually when we go out to a protest for Black Lives Matter, I'd be a little nervous, but I'm not nervous no more. Like, I wasn't even scared to walk. I wasn't even scared to get in their faces or go even closer. Like, I kept stepping closer. I wasn't scared or anything. Like, my heart wasn't pounding or nothing. I stood in front of them and I said what I had to say, because my voice needed to be heard.